Hey everybody, it's Gus from Askewed Reviews. And it's Saturday, so you know what that means. It's a new episode of Cinema Society Saturday. And if you're not aware of what that is, me and a bunch of other people who love horror movies came together as a group. And what we do is each week we are randomly given a theme. We then partner up, give our partner a movie that fits within the theme, and then we review it. So this week's theme was Creepy Kids. And my partner for this week was Mr. Bones, which, if you're not already following him, definitely go and do so. He's got some really great content for you to be able to check out. And let's see if we can try to push him up to 1800. He's so very close. So, the movie that Mr. Bones gave me for this week was The Bad Seed. This is a film from 1956, and it was directed by Mervyn LeRoy. So I had actually never seen this one before, but now I'm glad I did, because this was way better than I was expecting. Coming into a movie that was made in the 50s, I usually have a couple of preset ideas of what I'm going to be watching. It's either going to be really good, it's either going to be so bad that it's good, or it's just going to be really bad. And this one ended up being really good, in my opinion. Now, the film is just over 2 hours long, but honestly, I didn't mind that. The story was very entrancing and it did really pull you in, at least it did for me. So here's the concept for this film. We have our main character of Christine, who lives with her husband Kenneth and their adorable daughter Rhoda. Now, Kenneth is in the military, so unfortunately, he has to go on a trip for a little over a month, so it's just going to be Christine and Rhoda living together. Now, even though Kenneth will be gone, they won't be completely alone. There are some people that live in their apartment building that they're able to hang out with. Now, one day, Rhoda and the rest of her classmates are at a school function when one of the boys apparently falls into the water and drowns. Christine tries to do everything that she can to hopefully make sure that Rhoda is okay with dealing with death for the first time in her life. But as we begin to realize, Rhoda is fine with it. In fact, she seems better than fine, and we start to find out more and more things about the way that Rhoda thinks and, in general, how she treats other people. So, as you can probably piece together, there is a big issue with Rhoda, and it just gets worse and worse as the movie progresses. Now, this movie is interesting, as it's one of the earliest films to deal with childhood psychopathy, which, if you've never seen any movies or television series that deal with this, it is terrifying. It's all about children who actually have psychopathic tendencies and how they can really get away with it because a lot of times they almost seem more normal than normal. Now, one thing to keep in mind is with this being a 1950s film, a hurdle you will have to overcome is a bit of over the top acting. It's definitely in the film and quite a bit, but honestly, some of the acting done in this is done very well. Another thing I really enjoy about this movie is how much of a slice of life film it is. Really getting to see the concepts and ideas of people in the 1950s, and especially how they treated the idea or concept of something like this being passed down hereditarily. One scene that actually made me laugh really hard, and it's not even that it's that funny, but it's just you look at the idea of this being normal and it makes you laugh, is there's a sequence where Christine has a drink cart out with alcohol on it, and I think it's one of her friends and her father are in the room, and just the amount of times they keep getting up to refill their drink is absurd, and it is very funny, at least in my opinion. Oh, another sequence that did make me laugh quite a bit, and I'm not going to reveal anything about it, but the ending of the film was just so out of nowhere that I just started laughing so hard. So for me on my scale, I'm giving The Bad Seed a 4 out of 5. I absolutely do recommend checking this out for yourself. It is currently streaming for free on Tubi. So as I mentioned previously, definitely go and follow Mr. Bones if you're not already doing so, not just for his great content, but also so you can check out the movie that I gave him to review, which was Cooties from 2014. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Cinema Society Saturday. And if you'd like to see what everyone else in the group did for their videos, all you have to do is look up the hashtag Cinema Society Saturday.